Hello and welcomes to our Alaska video. This is a legendary ship, as in the Bureau. So start cranking your Bureau stuff out and you'll end up with an Alaska eventually. So this is it, Killers 05, Alaska.
Yeah, we can see its plus points. She's got big guns,
Alaska.
she's tough, and it's got superior AP damage, above average AP shell damage. We're going to vouch for that as well. Stats wise, you've not got anything on yours yet.
I've not done the purchases yet, because
the ship we'll see in the gameplay as. I mean, I went aiming systems, always do. I don't know why you go anything else.
I know, but look at all those positive on aiming systems.
It's pretty rudimentary. I go for that. Secondaries, you're not really good. If you're using secondaries in this ship, you've got balls.
You got -7 on your dispersion.
It's a no-brainer for me. I mean, battery firing range 20% in dispersion. It's okay, but you just don't need it on a cruiser. It's just not something you really get up close and personal.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're relying more on your main battery at that point. Then traverse, you're firing at range in this thing, and you're losing out on reload.
It's always that +5, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to lose out on my reload, so I'll go for that one. This is a bit more tricky. Endurance could be used. I think the damage control's the least effective with it being a cruiser, because normally you don't tend to burn for that long.
Yeah, that's true.
You're pretty good at dodging torpedoes anyway. So steering, yeah, if you're fighting at distance, that's always one you could use. You can keep dodging shots if that's the way you want to play it. Propulsion, that's probably the same again. You can sit there and then set off and stop and set off and stop, and you're pretty good at it.
I think my standard on a cruiser is propulsion.
Yeah. It's always handy when you sat there and you see a battleship fire, set off, and you've normally dodged. You'd probably scrape a couple of shots, but by general rule, you'll dodge motion. I don't think fire duration and flooding is that bigger a problem in a cruiser. You don't normally tend to get torped that often anyway.
That same old thing is 15% of not much isn't much of a reduction, so it's not, oh, these are expensive.
And these are, again, rudder shifted steering gear repair time. It's more destroyery, I think, that perk as a modification. It can be used in this because rudder shift time's always handy. Concealment.
It's a pretty big ship, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're kind of firing at vast ranges anyway, so concealment's not really a problem for you anyway. Spotting range, torpedo detectability of the RJA ships, that's also one you could possibly use. I mean, like you say, I'd probably go with concealment, just because you're a big old cruiser.
Plus,
you will see the stats.
Don't forget you got 5% on your dispersion.
Secondary mod battery reload time, I won't bother with. It's not really important, not for 3 million.
You could combine that
20%.
You could combine that with the other one, and it'd make it 40%. You just don't want to be up
close and personal in this thing.
No,
it's not where you want to be. Range of guns, this is what you want. It's that one all day for me.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see the last one in a minute here now. Again, I just won't want to slow down. It's also, you could use that quicker reload, but depends how you play your cruiser. If you like to duck, dive, twist and shape yourself, that's probably not the best for you with traversing your guns. But
thing is, you've got the other one where if you add them together, it's not worth it.
There's some HE rounds. Look at that, 4,300 damage from just an HE round with a 30% chance of fire. Look at the firing range. 18.2. Reload's pretty high, but this is like a baby battleship. It's like a battleship, though. It's like a baby battleship, and we'll see that when we get playing game. Them HE rounds are not to dismiss. I mean, you know you've got a good ship when you don't know which rounds to fire. I mean, look at the AP, it's pretty good as well. 9,790 damage on that. It's like, what do I fire here? Because both do a job, which is not always the case. So you see their repair consumable, and then we're on to sonar 3.1. Detection 4.4. It's not like you'd expect from motion, but it's not. You don't really tend to use sonar. You don't stick to radar, don't you? This is what gets used more than anything. I mean,
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's quite a while.
That's not bad, is it?
9K as well that it goes to. Takes 3 minutes to reload, and you only get 2 of them, so you've got to use them wisely. But you can swap them out if you want. I wouldn't advise it because it's such a powerful defensive weapon as well as an offensive weapon, that radar. Plane, it's only a catapult fighter as well, so it's not one like a spotter, so it can increase your...
It's not that long either, is it? It's only just over a minute.
I'd stick with radar. I would not swap the radar out. You do get 2 repair patches, which is... It's okay.
30-second duration.
You can, with the way you can fight at range with this ship, you can use them quite effectively to restore health when you need to. You can just drop out at play, if that makes sense, if you fight at the ultimate range all the time. You only get 2.
What's if you use them aggressively? I mean by that, by going in the action, getting smashed, leaving them running.
Yeah. It's well, we'll see it in this game.
Why don't we get any camo? Why are we having to use our camo on a legendary ship we've earned? Are we saying we don't get any camo, man?
Hit points, you can see they're above average. It's got 54,000, which is a lot. I mean, I think the Otago Tier 7 premium cruiser's only got 40,000.
Yeah.
And then the drop Hipper, I think when you first get that's about 36. So it's got a lot of hit points, but it is a legendary ship, so you're going to be
legendary.
Guns, the 305mm guns on a cruiser, they're huge. You're normally 205 is big for a cruiser, so you've got 100 on there. Range is amazing. Reloads are pretty good to say what guns you fire and how much damage they do.
Yeah.
Turn time's not the best at 30 seconds. Depends what commander you've got in and what perks you're
Reload's not very
We've
good.
already discussed the shell damage on the HE rounds and AP.
Yeah.
Distinct. Maneuverability, it's pretty quick for a big one, 33 knots.
Bad.
Turning circles, it's like a battleship, isn't it? 850. Rudder shift time's quite quick for size 13 seconds. But it's not kind of one you tend to throw about. That's why we're talking about that rudder shift perk if you wanted to use it. I mean, detectable range is 12.1. It's pretty standard.
That's standard because I've not put a thing on it.
And it's pretty good to say how big this is. And it is a cruiser, 12.1.
So it will drop.
Yeah.
Don't forget, 3 million coin now.
Firing in smoke, 10.2. So it's use smoke at your peril. You're only gaining about 1 point down from when you're normally detecting. You're firing anyway, so.
You ain't got any smoke. It's American.
If you're dropping into
American.
it. So you've gone with same commander as I've gone with. Norman Scott.
Norman.
So shell grouping of main cruisers. They're pretty good, to be fair. You fire bigger caliber guns, the kind of dispersion goes all over the place, but not so with this guy. Chance of fire.
Yeah.
I go with that. I use that one.
I normally swap it,
I mean,
depending
look,
on
it's
what I'm in.
35% anyway, isn't it? Imagine if you put that on as well, it's 37. But you've gone with a range, which I can't argue with either. That's also a massive positive. Range of guns by 10%. It's not just a little bit, it's 10% increase. Chance of fire, you've used it there anyway, so that's why it's up at 35 to start with. Torpedo detectable range, you fight this from quite a distance back, so you don't tend to get a rasp by them anyway, and you're in a cruiser, so as a general rule, when I'm in a destroyer, I don't tend to go for cruisers anyway. It's just pretty much hit and miss.
Yeah.
Especially, you're going to find that they're going to stay clear anyway because you've got
10%
sonar.
now. It's quite
You don't
good.
tend to go near American cruisers anyway.
No, it's true.
Movement speed, you could use it. It's not the most advantageous. You're going to get the most positives out of, if that makes sense. But it is there if you wanted to. Do you use that on anything? I don't think I ever use movement speed.
I don't normally use it. I rather the AP multiplier.
What a multiplier.
10%.
10%'s impressive. And the penetration as well, up by 6%. So that's a double whammy. It's a no-brainer for me.
I kind of use him in me Marble Lead. That's why I've got the AP multiplier on.
That's one you could use, but I don't think you can turn down the AP.
It's not worth it.
No, I really don't think you can turn down the AP.
Too much of a positive on the AP.
And only 4.5 on dispersion. It's not massive. Shell group at main guns, again, it's a no-brainer. Dispersion of main battery. I don't get why the shell group and the cruiser's main guns and the dispersion is any different than the same thing, but that's just me. That's chance to go up as well, isn't it, once you upgrade him as well, up to 4% on each. You've rudder shift. It's not for positives you get from your guns, so it's not a bad perk to select if you wanted to go down that line, if you like to get your ship moving about, but I don't go with it. I always go with that though.
Consumable.
Yeah, I have an extra repair
But
patch.
it's only one. The other one's reload.
Yeah, I just went with that. I just prefer to have an extra repair patch and hide away and get an extra so much of my hit points back. It's far more beneficial.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The reload of my guns down by 7%,
man. Don't forget, that can go up to 10% if you save up 15 more.
Well, when you think
Norman
it's
Scotts.
18 seconds, so you're only going to gain an extra 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, whatever.
So I go with the extra elf.
Yeah. I know, but the issue we've got is if we really want to upgrade our Norman, we need 15 more commendations.
It's a snip. It's a snip that for an extra 2% and 0.2 seconds of a reload.
That's shocking, isn't it?
0.2 seconds we can gain on his reload there. It's hardly worth it.
No. You can go.
I mean, he's a pretty good commander, Norman Scott.
Yeah, he's very good actually.
He fits into those things.
We could go insignias. Get us like insignias.
Yeah. I mean, you've gone with Nikolai, so you
the range.
You really have gone for range,
Boasted
haven't you?
the range.
Oh, Kuznetsov. I think I'm pronounced that right. And then you've gone for the detectable of cruisers.
Concealment, yeah, Japanese.
Gunichi Mikawa.
I think he's a good one, but it's a big ship anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we need to see some gameplay Killers 05.
I mean, as a general rule, straight away, just looking at stats, how you
Yeah.
think you're going to play this ship, you're looking at range.
Yeah.
It's a tricky ship, and in one of them ships where you've got both rounds are good. So you're and ahhing which round you should be firing. Should I be firing HE? Should I be firing AP? Because both can do a fairly decent job.
But it's quite a long reload. You're talking battleship reload.
Yeah.
See, Odin's going to be...
And look at that dispersion. Really nice dispersion.
Yeah.
Fire straight away at the Yamato. He's kind of a sitting duck there. Luckily for me, his guns aren't looking my way. They're aiming at my teammates.
Completely not,
so I've dropped off it around the corner now. Try and get another one. Let's see what the shell velocity is like. Can we get it over that? It's pretty flat. So this is not like your normal American stuff where you're shooting straight, like your Atlantas and your Flints of this world.
Nice.
There we go, we get another fire gun.
Awesome.
So 2 volleys, we've got a fire gun, it's burning away, and we're already up to 13,000 damage.
See,
pretty good start.
Looking at the map, your camo circle's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it extends to A and B, but it's pretty good.
This is what I like about this one. Don't mind American cruisers. The fact that you don't mind mixing it up there because you've just got the right side of mobility, but you've also got that sonar. That's what I'm thinking at this point. You can see there that I've got 3 sonars because I use my legendary perk differently to you. 3 radar, 3 elf patches.
Yeah.
Just dropping shells. Well, look at that. It's amazing how fast it racks up. And I'm thinking now, he must be within 10 kilometres of me now, whatever that destroyer is who's just fired off the shells. But it looks like he's gone in there, bugged out pretty quick. I mean, he's 11.5, so we're skimming the edge of where we're going to detect that destroyer or not. We don't quite pull it off. Another fire. So that's what I mean. This is what I'm talking about with the shells. You're thinking, I want to fire AP. You get like siders on cruisers and that, and then you're thinking these HE rounds are shredding.
Yeah.
They're racking up the damage pretty quick. There's that elf patch.
30-second elf patch. That's awesome, isn't it?
I think it's an Odin that shoots at me from my right hand side. It's another Yamato. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think you're just going to have a look now. It's another Yamato. So you can see, you know how powerful the Yamato guns is. That's how the armour stacks up on the Alaska.
Yeah.
So normally you think American cruiser, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And you can see how now I'm keeping it at range. I'm keeping it at range. I'm staying away from being the focal point, and I'm just helping my team out by laying down, suppressing fire, keeping the fires going. Yamato's bugged out. He's turned out, but now he's turned back in. Still not sure where that destroyer is, but to be fair, this team's doing pretty well.
It's quite accurate as well, isn't it?
The dispersion's fantastic, and it's mobile as well. It's one of them ships that don't look like it's going that fast because of the size, but it is. And even with a little turn on there, we're just still cracking up to nearly 30 knots. The accuracy is fantastic on the guns.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So we switched there, look, we're now firing AP. We've already racked up nearly 50,000 damage with just them. Look at that dispersion, really nice dispersion. You can't argue with that.
Thing is,
and that's what I'm talking about. Look, your AP damage, even at that range, is still doing a significant amount.
Thing is, I think at range, and if you're shooting that American cruiser, because their shots go lofty at range, you're more likely to hit because you're look how lofty his are, and he's struggling to hit. That's like his 3rd volley. This is your 3rd volley on him, and you've hit him with every volley.
I do like this ship. I didn't think I was going to. I rode the legendary ships when they came out. I honestly thought, I'm not bothered about the Alaska. I'd rather have the German Gross Curve first or the Yamato, but now I really like it. I don't mind playing it. The only thing I've found with these legendary ships is they don't make a lot of coin. I've had really good games in Germany, and you've made like 20,000 to 50,000.
Is that it?
Yeah, they're not like a premium ship where you make quite a lot of the silver coinage. They don't make a lot at all, so they're kind of like a luxury item.
Where do they sit then? Do they sit like legendaries are their own tier?
But they're not. They're practically tier 7, aren't they?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, it's not a premium ship,
is it? Look at that
is
dispersion again as well. Laid it all the way across ship. 4,000 damage, I know, but it's only HE rounds onto it. I mean, I'm thinking at this point, I'm running out of mats to go that way, so I'm going to fling it around. You can see that this is where the turret traverse. This is why we picked this game. It's not an ultimately amazing game, but I think it shows all the pluses and strengths of this ship all in one go. It shows everything. Manoeuvrability, speed, keeping it firing at range, dodging shots. It shows the traverse of the guns. It's very much like playing a very fast battleship, which I really like. It's, look at that, with Struggling to hit us. We're not exactly pulling Star Wars manoeuvres, are we? Listing slowly to the left. But
You've gone to
it's not like we've got minimal ship shooting at us. Yamato, it's another legendary, and we know what the guns are like on that thing. We're still...
Ooh, Dachi.
So, let's see what we can do against him.
You're kind of like going towards them torpedoes.
Yeah, I've just realised that. The chances are, anyway. I'm thinking though at that point you're at 9.7 kilometres, unless he's using the long range ones. Yeah, he's going to struggle to get me. But we're second evasive.
Oh, he's not.
They've just died out.
Okay, sweet.
It will all up here. I got it all in hand.
All calculated.
That's why I'm still turning away from them. So their team's been they're pushing us back here, but they're not really benefiting from it. I mean, the other team's just been decimated on the other flank, and this team's coming across. More fires going there. It's just a solid ship, this. I really enjoy playing it.
It looks good as well, doesn't it?
Fire's just constant.
You've got no camo on yours.
No. Just naked at the minute.
The thing is, the camo circle's pretty good without even any camo on it.
Yeah. Imagine if you put some on.
But yeah, I was going to say, but you've got you bought your perk, ain't you? Your camo perk. That helps. I think.
So we switched to AP there. Not best time, just as he turns face on, but that's the problem. We're having like an 18-second reload. At this point, I'm thinking I'm going to have to turn around here, and I want to show. This is what I was talking about earlier. When I want to show this ship in all its forms.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what its armour's like. We've danced around it back. We've showed its manoeuvrability. Yeah, I'm doing a full turn now. I'm thinking about going after the Yamato. I'm just waiting for that Ipper to be out of there, and then we're going to go for him.
But Ipper's still firing at you?
Yeah, that's why I'm just waiting for him to disappear.
Oh, he took some out you then, didn't he?
Yeah, we've still got repair patches. We're not fussed. That's why we use 3.
Okay.
So if he wants to shoot at us, we'll shoot back at him.
Look at all the stuff he's got. Actually, they're all coming after you.
Yeah. I've got a battleship right next to me who's like sailing perpendicular to me.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There you go again. Torpedo tubes have gone, engine's gone. I believe he's just used his repair patch anyway to put that fire out.
Sweet.
I don't know who to shoot at here.
Yeah.
I'm on with an R, and at this point now I'm thinking, he doesn't seem to be paying me much attention, this Yamato, so I'm going to try and get under the radar and spin it round and go at him before he knows. And now look, it's just the Yamato left. So we're on full turn.
Yeah,
set him on fire again.
You're only on 85.
Yeah. We've not took a lot of self-stuff. We've lost basically nothing. And we're only a cruiser.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I keep thinking it's a battleship. It's not, is it?
No. It plays like one, in a way. Just like a really fast battleship.
Yeah.
That can shoot at like maximum range. Yeah, you do quite a significant amount of damage there. Look. Now let's have a look while the armour stands up.
What, face on?
We're going bowing, yeah. Not bowing, facing. See if we can deflect a few. And then guns turn towards you, looking at you. There's not one thing you want your motor guns looking at you, but we'll try and get in, burn it best we can. No torpedoes, unfortunately, but that's just standard for American cruisers. Unless you're in a Marblehead or a Omaha, back down the tiers. We're going to switch shortly, and we're going to see the sheer power of these guns with the AP.
Well, it's traditional that American AP is pretty good, especially in Wichita.
Well, that's just waiting until I get close up. I'm in range now where I think his sider's on enough.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what they can do.
Oh, he's lost his plane. He can't see you.
He's looking at me now. There they come. Here comes his first volley.
Ooh,
I think we took that quite well.
That was tasty, that.
Yeah, we took it quite well.
I think he was happy with that.
I'm thinking now about getting my other guns, and at this point I'm thinking, crap. His AP's not doing a great deal to him. I'm in trouble here. I'm thinking, can I get my rear gun round and then straighten back up and face onto him before he gets another salvo into me? It's a gamble. It didn't really pay off.
Your patch is almost ready. 10 seconds.
Yeah. Another salvo, and then 4 citadels. Boom, let's have some of that.
Beautiful.
Facing back up. That's the power of the guns on this thing. Absolutely amazing. I can imagine this thing getting up close and personal with another cruiser, just absolutely shredding it.
What about oh, he saw where he hit that.
Yeah. You see him stick some more under that gun. I'm not.
Oh, beautiful.
2 more citadels on to finish him off. That's 6 citadels on that Yamato there. No answer to us.
Sweet.
We fired 1 salvo, didn't do a great deal of damage to us. We racked up that last 70,000 quite quick off him.
Yeah, no, very nice.
And you can see there, look, not the greatest amount of silver. Not bad on the Alaska, a lot better than the German Kurfürst, but...
Yeah, you didn't even finish top, what you did.
Tashkent had a good game.
No, well done, Close 05. Thank you very much for your Alaska gameplay.